Hello YouTubers, and welcome to the test. Still Reserve pointed out to me that the public test round will be live for patch 0.5.2 starting tomorrow. We should expect the official patch notes to surface at that time, but for now we have some general patch information. There are two new maps for us to enjoy. The first one shown here is called Atlantic. The first one is modeled after the region around the Azores Islands, which is located off the coast of Portugal. The Atlantic map showcases the island chain that was often referred to as the crossroads of the Atlantic. Its location made it a strategically important region. That's Wargaming's description for it, but from what I can tell it looks like there's a good bit of islands which might make it a good map for ambushes. Without seeing the full map, it's hard to tell though. The second map shown here is called Shattered. Off the coast of eastern Canada lies Shatter. World War II battlegrounds are often thought of as being far away for those living in the US, but consideration was definitely paid to the idea that the battle could begin much, much closer to home. Shatter captures an excellent ambiance, perfect for plenty of pew-pew. Just looking at the screenshots for these two maps, they all look pretty similar, so I'm looking forward to seeing them in more detail tomorrow. Wargaming has also added in some new flags, the first one being Papa Papa, which is earned by doing the Solo Warrior achievement, which I'm not too familiar with that. I don't even know if that's in the game right now, but putting that on your ship will allow you to boost your earnings of free experience. The next set of flags comes from getting the High Caliber achievement, and those are the November Foxtrot flags. Those are cooldown reduction flags that are used for your consumables. The third set are the Zulu Hotel flags, which are earned by getting the Confederate achievement. Those boost your commander skills. Now that's a change from what we have currently. The previous signal flag equals speed Charlie London is now awarded for a different achievement, and the details on that have yet to be fleshed out to us. The next one is kind of interesting. It's November Echo Seta 7, which is earned by getting the Clear Sky achievement. It improves the performance of anti-aircraft guns and defense weapons on attack aircraft. So this is good for your carriers, and this is good for you Cleveland players out there. Ah, now this one is big time for all you Witherers out there, aka a lot of you Russian destroyer players. Victor Lima slightly increases the chance of flooding on enemy ship or setting it on fire. Now the fire part particularly interests me because I am constantly trying to set stuff on fire with my Russian DD, and if this flag can make it easier for me to do that, that's going to be really cool. So the one for arsonists looks like it's a benefit and a detriment to have. India X-Ray increases the chance of setting an enemy ship on fire. Enemy has a greater chance of detonating your magazine. So it's very close to Victor Lima in that you can set stuff on fire easier, but now you can get your magazine detonated easier. I kind of don't see why that one has a negative aspect to it, but we'll get more details as it goes on. So this is another one of those pros and con flags. It's Juliet Whiskey Uni-1. It's earned by getting the Liquidator achievement. Increases the chance of flooding an enemy ship. Sounds good. Enemy has a greater chance of detonating your magazine. There that is again. So I don't know what they're really trying to get at with this, but like I said, we'll find out more as the PTR goes along. They're implementing a new change that they're calling the depot problem. Here's their description. No, you haven't won the World of Warships lottery, but some of you are in for a hefty compensation of credits. Currently, there's no way for you to sell old modules. They reside in a magical space doing nothing but sitting pretty. We're implementing a change that will automatically sell old modules for half of their original credit value when you sell a ship that has them. This means the first time you sign in after 0.5.2 goes live, you'll get paid for old modules that were removed from your ships as you sold them. Kind of interested in seeing how this is going to work out and how many credits it's actually going to bring me, because I have sold a fair amount of ships along the way. Now, if implemented right, the next one sounds really cool. Karma. Here's their description. Nothing to be afraid of. Just as we have an in-game option to report someone, we're setting up a system to compliment someone as well. The Karma score will be visible on your player profile. It is in the early stages of development, but eventually there will be automatic rewards when you achieve higher and higher levels of karma. That sounds pretty interesting, but like I said, I want to see how they're actually going to implement it and make sure that it's not abused in any way. Now here's the meaty bits, and this is the part that's probably the most important for the patch. That's the balance, and they're adding in some new enhancements and features. The first one that's listed is Top Gun. Now for those who remember World of Tanks, to get Top Gun you need to get 6 kills or more within a match. In World of Warships, here's what their description is for Top Gun. Top Gun, achievement added for players who destroy 5 or more enemy ships in one battle. I like it a lot. The next one is they added in a beginner's tutorial for the port screen. Doesn't really impact me too much. Not going to really comment on that all that much. The following one is permanent camouflage. Now that is very similar to what they had in World of Tanks. Usually you had to pay gold to get the permanent camouflage. So I want to see how they're going to implement that. Also, they're bringing in permanent camouflage for the premium ships that you may have already bought. So currently I put the paint that costs credits on my premium ships, but I think we may no longer need to do that once this permanent camouflage comes into effect. They're adding in a new in-game web browser as well as a new mini client for new players, which is about roughly 30% of the download size and allows you to play the game at Tier 1 and Tier 2. Added in the ability to cancel the dismissal of your commander within 5 minutes of the original action. That is really nice. There's been a lot of times where late at night I've had a lot of drinks, I'm making mistakes, and having something that allows me to undo that would be great. Reduce the damage done by friendly torpedoes to allied ships by 50%. Now, how do you all feel about this one? Leave some comments and let me know, because I'm kind of mixed on it. Part of me thinks that that's a good idea because I hate being torped by friends or people on my team. The other side, the realism part kicks in and I'm thinking, hey, a torpedo's a torpedo. You know, if it hits you, it hits you. That's just part of the game. So yeah, let me know what you guys think on this one. I think it's a good thing. I'm leaning more towards saying that it's a good thing. It's a good change, but yeah, I'd be curious to see what you guys think. There were some tweaks to the low tier ships like the Erie, the Chester, and the Nicholas. They should be a little bit more tough now. There were some tweaks to the anti-aircraft gun performance. The details on that are not provided at this time. Maybe we find out more tomorrow or later down the week. Some good news. Encounter mode has been disabled while we sift mountains of data to improve the overall player experience. I really like this. I did not enjoy encounter mode. My favorite map modes are domination with 3 to 5 capture points. To me, that's the best. Encounter mode, goodbye. Fix it or don't bring it back, I don't care, but I'm glad to see that one go. There were some tweaks for the Japanese torpedo planes, no details on that yet. And there was also some tweaks on target acquisition system. So I don't know, they didn't give any details on that. I don't know what the details on that are. But yeah, stay tuned. If you liked the video and found it helpful, like the video and feel free to subscribe. And I should be posting out more details on the patch notes as the week goes along and as we find out more. So that was an early look at WoW's patch 0.5.2. If you liked the video, please feel free to click the like button and subscribe. If you have any questions regarding the upcoming patch or you had some opinions on the proposed changes, please leave a comment. Thanks for watching the test.